Petiole Pro represents the AI in Agriculture podcast where technology shapes the future of farming.
Okay, so like everyone knows the world population's growing, right?
Right.
Climate change is making it harder to grow stuff.
Yeah.
And we need more food.
Yeah.
But we got to grow it on less land.
For sure. Yeah, that's one of probably the biggest challenge.
Huge challenge. So get this. Researchers at Purdue are using AI to predict how much corn a field can produce.
Wow.
And it's incredibly accurate. We're talking about a 2024 research paper, brand new,
Okay.
from Frontiers in Plant Science, which is, a really well-respected journal.
Yeah, definitely. And this study is part of something much bigger, the Genomes to Fields Initiative, G2F for short.
Catchy.
It brings scientists together to use all this high-tech stuff to make crops better, breeding better crops.
Right, so it's connected to this huge movement
Totally.
to make our food system, tougher and more resilient.
Exactly.
So they're using AI to predict corn yield. But what's really cool is how it's not just one type of data, it's three.
Uh-huh.
A whole trifecta of information. All fed into the AI.
This is where the drones come in, right? They're becoming essential on farms, but these aren't your everyday drones. We're talking high-tech, outfitted with some seriously cool technology.
So not just for aerial photos anymore.
No, we're way past that. They've got hyperspectral imaging. It's like giving the drone superhuman vision, almost.
Superhuman vision. Okay, now you've got to explain that.
Imagine seeing beyond the colors we see,
Okay.
into a spectrum of light that shows you the plant's health, how stressed it is, even its chemical makeup, all in crazy detail.
It's like we can suddenly see what's going on inside the plant.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What else can these super drones do?
They've also got LiDAR. That's a technology that uses lasers, basically, to make a 3D map of the entire field.
Whoa.
Super precise measurements of each plant's height, the leaf area.
So detailed.
And it tracks those changes over time.
It's like a measuring tape.
Yeah.
But a million times more advanced because it's scanning the whole field.
Yeah, exactly, in just minutes.
Okay, so we've got our futuristic drones capturing all this data on the corn plants themselves. But what about the weather?
You're right. Got to factor that in. Even AI can't control the weather, right?
Right.
Any farmer will tell you weather can make or break your harvest.
Absolutely.
So they used hyperlocal weather data, too, from Purdue's own weather station. We're not just looking at the plants alone. It's how the weather impacts them in real time.
So we have this incredibly detailed picture of what these corn plants are going through all season long.
Exactly.
But then how do we get from all that data
Yeah.
to actual predictions on how much corn we'll get? That's where the AI does its magic, right?
That's it. And not just any AI. We're talking about a long, short-term memory network, LSTM for short.
Catchy.
Don't worry about the name. It's a lot simpler than it sounds.
Okay, good.
Think of it like this. You're watching a movie.
Okay.
You want to know how it ends, but you're not just going to skip to the last scene.
You got to see how it all plays out.
Right. You need the whole story.
Makes sense.
LSTMs, they're like that. They're good at spotting those patterns in data that, changes over time.
Like a corn crop.
Exactly.
So LSTMs are watching the whole movie. They're paying attention to the whole story to make these predictions.
Exactly.
But how do we know they're paying attention to the right parts of the story?
Right.
It seems like with so much data, they could focus on something totally random.
Yeah, that's a great question. And this is where the research gets really interesting.
Okay.
They didn't just want the LSTM to make a prediction.
Right.
They wanted to understand why.
Oh, sneaky.
It's like, you know who the killer is in the movie,
Yeah.
but you want to know how the detective figured it out.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
To do that, they use something called attention mechanisms.
Attention mechanisms. Sounds complicated.
No, it's not too bad. Think of it like you're reading a mystery novel, right?
Okay. I like mysteries.
And you're trying to solve the case along with the detective.
I do that.
You'd probably highlight certain things.
The clues.
Exactly. Important details, things that stand out.
So you don't forget them.
Yeah. And that's kind of what this attention mechanism is doing for the AI. It's highlighting the data points, those moments in time that it thinks are super important for the prediction.
The AI is making its own notes in the margins.
Exactly. Highlighting the evidence.
I love it. So what kind of evidence, what was the AI paying attention to?
This is where it gets really cool. The AI's attention, it wasn't random.
Okay.
It lined up perfectly with how a corn plant grows.
Real?
Yeah. Like the AI was thinking like a botanist or something.
Come on. I need an example. Give me an example.
Okay, so remember the LiDAR data? how it's measuring the plant's structure.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the hyperspectral, showing us the internal chemistry.
Yeah.
They found that during the flowering stage, the AI was all about that LiDAR data.
Well, that makes sense. That's when corn puts most of its energy into getting taller, right?
Exactly.
And LiDAR is measuring height. It's like a perfect match.
Right. It's like the AI knows that how tall the plant gets during that time. It's a big clue about how much corn we'll get in the end.
So smart.
Then later on, the AI shifted its focus to the hyperspectral data, especially during early grain filling.
Let me guess. That's when the plant is like putting all the nutrients into the kernels.
Exactly. Big time.
And the hyperspectral images can see that happening.
Yes. So it's not just about how tall the plant is anymore. It's about those kernels, how well they're developing.
It's like the AI is switching gears from quantity to quality.
And what's amazing is that the shift, LiDAR to hyperspectral, happens at the exact same time the corn plant itself shifts its resources.
No way.
It's like the AI is in sync with the plant's internal clock.
That is wild. We're not talking about some basic AI here.
Yeah.
This AI understands how corn grows.
It's really
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
What does this mean for, like, the average farmer?
So for farmers, this is huge.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
Imagine being able to see into the future of your fields.
Wait, what?
Okay, not literally see, but
Okay.
to anticipate problems before they happen.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Give me an example.
Let's say you're a farmer, you're using this AI,
Yeah.
and it tells you that one part of your field is going to produce less corn than the rest.
Oh, no, not good.
No, but here's the thing. Now you can do something about it.
Right, instead of just finding out at harvest time when it's too late.
Exactly. You can investigate. Maybe there's not enough nutrients in the soil there. Maybe you need to water it differently. The AI gives you a heads up.
It's like having a crystal ball, but for your crops.
Exactly. And that means farmers can make better decisions.
Smarter decisions.
Use their resources better.
Less waste.
And ultimately grow more food.
Which is what it's all about.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's like giving farmers a whole new level of control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just reacting to what's happening, they can get ahead of it.
Totally. And it's not just individual farmers who benefit. Think about the scientists who are breeding new types of corn.
Oh, right, the plant breeders.
Exactly. They spend years trying to create varieties that are, more resistant to disease, better for the environment.
And, of course, higher yield. Gotta get that corn.
Exactly. And this technology could make their jobs way easier, way faster.
So they can identify the best plants more quickly.
Yeah, instead of waiting a whole growing season to see how things turn out.
Wow, so we could be talking about a future where, I don't know, our corn is more nutritious, more resistant to drought, all thanks to this AI.
I think so. It's definitely possible.
And that means we can produce more food on less land using less water.
Exactly, which is what we need if we want to feed everyone in a changing climate.
This is really exciting stuff, but I gotta ask.
Yeah.
This is some pretty intense tech, right? Are there, like, downsides?
Well, yeah. I mean, any new technology comes with questions.
Right.
Especially in agriculture where the stakes are so high, we've got to be careful.
Yeah, I hear you. We can't just jump in without thinking about the consequences.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. It's been fun.
From drones with X-ray vision to AI that can think like a farmer.
It's amazing how fast things are changing.
It really is. And it seems like this research has the potential to, like, completely revolutionize how we grow food.
I think so, and hopefully help us create a more sustainable and resilient food system for the future.
Which would be incredible. All right, everyone, that's it for this deep dive into the world of AI and corn. Until next time.